Welcome. Today I'm going to review the Corsair 570x Crystal Series case. I'm going to basically tell you at the end, was it worth it? And was it worth the money? And do I like it? And would I recommend it for everybody else? They're going to be the same answer, but let's get started. Here's the back side of the case, and as you can see, it is a crystal case, and if you've looked at the 570 or some of the other crystal cases, not all of them come with the back side of glass. So this has four sides of glass. This side, the top, the front, and the main side where you put all your parts in too. So this is the back motherboard side. I really like it. I like it a lot. I would want to be able to see it. That's why I bought it, was to be able to see all those sides. That's main reason why I got it. I knew it was an RGB case where, as you can see up in front right now, I'll go over that in a little bit, but it is rotating through the lights right now. I do have two hard drive bays, two SSD bays, and that doesn't include what the motherboard has for M.2 if you were going to go that route, but if you were going to go SSD, you were able to mount that as well. It has a couple of things for fans. As you see three right now, I can add another three to this controller. So I might replace the two on the all-in-one cooler I have, as well as I might put one in the back. I'm not sure, it depends upon what type of cooling I do for my graphics card right now. I don't have a full liquid system, that may be down the road, but right now this is what I got, and so I'm still keeping that open. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd be interested to see, and that might be able to help me, drive me one way or another, depending upon what you guys may have already experienced with as well. It does have another lighting controller up here where it allows you to change the speed, the mode, as well as the color. They're all up on top as well, next to two USB ports and a power button in the front. If that's something that you guys like with the inside and the outside, that's a plus as well. It does not integrate into the motherboard. If you have like the Asus, I have an Asus in here Aurora system where it has all the RGB stuff. This does not integrate into it. I know a lot of other motherboards have that right now, and that's one downside for me. Another downside is the mess stuff down here, and I know it's a mess. It doesn't look that great. If you guys can see it, and you guys are getting my reflection in my hand, but it's not the greatest in the world. I need to do some work on this. I do plan on going back and working on it, making it cleaner. But something with wires might be a little bit better. I did buy a Corsair power supply and hoping that that would alleviate some of the issues. I don't know if it did or didn't. I'd be curious if you guys bought the same case or one like it and had maybe the same issues. Let me know in the comments below. This channel, I would like it a little bit bigger. We were running some wires back through. I even ran some from the all-in-one cooler back down in to kind of hide them a little bit more. And so I am using it to kind of hide cables. I would like to be able to hide more cables in the channel. If it was a little bit bigger, I could do that. So if that's one thing that they want to improve upon the next generation, that would be a huge improvement. I'd enjoy that. So I hope that they take a look at that in the future. With that, I'm going to rotate the case around. And while I do that, I want to talk a little bit about the packing of the case. So I know some of you may have had issues with UPS or FedEx, or maybe you kind of even heard the horror stories. And the cool thing is that this case comes very well packed. Corsair did an excellent job packing this case. Probably could take a drop from a couple feet, no problem. I was impressed when I took the case out. FedEx did an excellent job shipping it, and when I opened it up, everything was perfect. No broken glass at all either. One other thing, once you take the case out, before you take off all the outside plastic, make sure you keep it on and build the computer first. Huge help, less fingerprints, a lot less fingerprints. I was able, once I got everything slapped in the case, I took all the plastic, outside plastic pieces off, and as I'm touching it now, putting more fingerprints on it. But took the outside pieces off, threw them out, barely any fingerprints, still had to do a little microfiber cloth. I do know that this case is going to take a little upkeep. That's something that I was okay with. I do have young children in the house, so my 2-year-old son finds this case amazing that he can go press buttons and it changes color and blinks, it breathes, it goes fast, medium, slow, and it also can stay in one color or change to changing colors. So right now, as you see, it's changing colors, but what he also does with that, You also put fingerprints on the case. So a microfiber cloth is a must. I just wipe it down. It keeps it clean. I probably had to wipe it down more than any other case I've ever had, but I knew going into this that's something I was going to have to do, and I just really wanted to see everything on the inside, so I was okay with that. With that, I'm going to take off this front panel for you, and what's really cool is that the Corsair also put some filters in here. So these front fan filters these front fans are protected basically by a filter. And so it's filtering all the air go through there. They also have one on the power supply and one up on top. What's really cool, the one on the bottom just slides out. The one on the top operates exactly the same, just comes out magnetic. So it works out well. You see down below there's a little LED down there. That's for the Corsair logo that you guys probably saw. And the cool thing about that is it just illuminates as soon as you get it on. The downside, it's not RGB. They could have went through, took another extra step, made that RGB, made it work a little bit better. And along with that other Corsair logo right here, if that was also RGB, oh, that'd be beautiful. Make it really coherent all the way through. I'd even do the power button in RGB and map them all together. That would be kind of cool. And that's something I would like. So maybe improvements, maybe options down the future. But right now, for what I wanted out of this case, it checked off all the check boxes so far. So let me put this back on so I don't drop the glass and break it. And so here we go. It can take a little bit to go on. I do want to show you one thing before I get the last screws on. You notice on top there they got a little rubber or a little felt piece, I think it is. Yeah, it's like rubberish, and they do have rubber pads on the inside for holding the glass. Works out great. The screws aren't going to scratch the glass unless you miss the hole majorly and you press really hard, but it works out very well. I was not concerned at all with scratching the glass at all, and I was very impressed with how these all work. Going to the main side as well, as you see, I got the computer on. The Asus color scheme is going right now. I haven't tweaked that at all yet. However, you also notice it's not matching the same colors. As you can see, the fans right here kind of glowing different colors as we go through them. So I can maybe turn it there and it's a little bit better. One other thing I wish that Corsair would do is put like a little panel or something here on the power supply casing that they have. And I would even maybe put an RGB LED logo right there too. Another one of Corsair's that would match, the fans and this logo and that logo right there, and would seal off me seeing any wires that I've wired into the power supply. So the only wires I see would be on the back side. So facing the front side, the wires only come out and in. That's it. And then the back side is basically where I route everything in the back, which would be great. I would also like it right above the power supply case that they have is a little channel to be able to run the USB, the audio, the power switch cords, and everything right there to make it all nice and you couldn't see those cords. Right now it may be a little bit hard to see with the glare and with the lights going right now and how dark it is inside the case, but they're looped out and they come back in and up, and I don't really like that. I've tried to get them tighter, but the channel in the back's also really small, so it's hard to get slack to be put more into the channel in the backside because of how small it is. The all-in-one cooler up here though, I don't know if you guys have installed all-in-one coolers. I'm sure you have. If you're watching this video, you probably have at least installed one, or you kind of know what it entails. But trying to get the screws up and hold the cooler up at the same time on these other cases that don't have this option, where I can take two screws out, the basic plate comes out, I can attach it to my all-in-one cooler with the fans, everything. I can do that outside of the case, which is way easier because, as you know, you're trying to map the two up and go through it. You lose a screw, you accidentally drop a screw, and then you're trying to get that, trying to hold everything and not screw anything up. It takes a little while of time. Having the plate come out, put it on, put it back in, done. It was super easy, super fast. I enjoyed it a lot. So that was one huge plus. Now, going back to the questions that I had in the beginning was it worth it? Was it worth the price? Would I buy it again? Those questions. And I said that the answer was all going to be the same, and it is yes. I would come back and buy this case again. It was a great case. There's some improvements that Corsair could do. Yeah, I think this is first like Crystal Series full glass case. There's some room for improvement as always, and in any product that anyone has ever done, but it's very minor changes in my opinion. It works out great. My kids love playing with it. The airflow in this case is great. It's very, very quiet overall. I don't know if you guys can hear that right now, but it's much quieter than my old computer was. My wife is extremely happy with it, and that means it's another plus as well. The price that I bought it for was like 180, then you have shipping on top of that, and I would pay that again, especially if Corsair came out with another version of this and made some minor tweaks to it. I would even buy a separate controller. Let's say they come out with a controller separately that I could just swap out. I would go swap out that controller and allow it to hook into my motherboard. That would be a plus. I would buy that even separately. That would be an addition that would make this even more attractive product to a lot of people. And I'm kind of excited because they have been known, Corsair has, to improve their cases over time. I'm interested in I'm interested to see what they might do in the future because they have improved over time with their cases and they have taken customer feedback. So if they change a couple things, improve it, I think it's a no-brainer. You'll definitely get it. For me, I'm definitely getting it. If you don't want a clear case, you don't. If, let's say you want to hide the cords in the back, you don't want to see those. The 460s for you or another manufacturer. However, for this case, if you want to see everything, if you want it front, you don't want little fingers inside your computer because there's some other ones that are nice that even are open that are clear. But I didn't want little fingers getting into there and any injuries that weren't on, dad wasn't watching, right? So with this, it keeps the kids out, but it also, my son has fun with it, which I'm fine with. I like the RGB. I wanted to see the inside of it. He just likes to play with it, so I'm okay with that. So I want to thank you for stopping by. Leave a comment below. Make sure you subscribe. And thanks again for stopping by. Gray Overload.